You know, sometimes our relationships or our relationship with God is very tricky. And it's very tricky because we're always judging something. We're always judging this relationship with that relationship. Why does this happen to me and not them? It's a lot of reasons why we judge, and it's a lot of reasons why we focus that way, especially as it relates to family or, you know, our parents or our parent, whatever your situation is. I think it's easy to say that that's what we do at times, at least, right? Now, God is very specific and very unique, and our relationship is very specific and very unique as well. You know, we talk about divine flow here, you know, a lot, if not most of the time, because it's that's where we find out a lot of things about us organically, spiritually, organically, let's say that. But you know, you could have been raised in a house with several siblings, or you know people with several siblings, you know, a lot of people in a house. And it's always funny how people are different. You know, you got, you know, 4 siblings and all you guys are different. And your parents have to respond to you differently according to who you are. And believe it or not, it's the same way with God, with the Spirit of God. But it's hard to kind of adjust to that truth at first because you can't see it. You don't believe it. All you see and feel is you're not getting what they're getting. You're not getting the type of attention that they're getting, right? And it bothers you, and it makes you however it makes you. So that's understandable. But God and God's wisdom, first off, that's how God created these things. He created life this way. We were never meant to be cookie cutter people. Not even as it relates to, you know, connecting with God, communing with God, being with God. We're all different. And God wants you to know today that just because your relationship with Him is different from their relationship with Him, it's still 100% meaningful to Him. It's still 100% loving and caring and all that good stuff. But you gotta let go, or you have to find your way to that place, to that truth. You have to find your way in knowing that God doesn't speak to you that way, the way He speaks to them, because you don't hear or respond the same way. And again, in our families, how many of us have had moments where our parents tried to connect with us the way that they connected with our siblings, and it didn't feel right, and it made you kind of maybe it made you irritated. It made you, you know, just kind of rough around the edges, because there's something about you that you know, or maybe you don't know, but there's something about you distinctively designed and made that you require a different type of attention. So in God's wisdom, He knows that because he made that. So it's very important for us to really get this perspective, because it'll help. Because a lot of us are wondering why I don't hear from God. Why isn't God answering my prayers? Why does it feel like God is so distant from me? First off, the distant thing happens to everybody. I don't care how your relationship is with God. There's going to come that time, and those times when it's going to feel like He's distant. But you can still have the same questions. But the truth is, you require a different kind of response. God's house is a house of many colors. And that's beautiful, because you don't respond like I respond. I don't respond like you respond. You don't even hear the same way that they hear, as far as how you even interpret things around you in your environment. And it's the same way as we connect and commune with God's Spirit. He's going to talk to you. God is going to talk to you different, because you're not your brother, or you're not your sister, or you're not your friend, or you're not your mother, or you're not your father. You're you, uniquely designed for the way that God has intended for you and him to connect. So my prayer is that you would really hear that and really embrace it, and allow, this life not to be so much of a curse. Sometimes we wonder why we're here. Why am I in this time? Why did I have to be born in a time of war, in a time of famine, in a time of inflation like crazy, right? And the truth is, we have to show God in the earth. So there's something and there's some way that you show God in the earth when you decide to be that person, when you decide to be that vessel that somebody needs to see. The Bible alludes to, you're the you'll be the Jesus that some will ever see. And that's very important because somebody doesn't understand God. They don't know spiritual things. And they're going to see you, and they're going to watch how you handle what you're handling, and then they're going to get a glimpse of God. They're going to get a seed. That seed that you're sowing and planting is going to ignite them into a new place of understanding and beingness, so that they can eventually give God the glory that you just gave God, because you decided to walk in the ways that he made. So embrace who you are. Embrace your specific design, the core thing that you were here to display. And it doesn't have to be so religious or so, spooky. Just be it, and allow God to cultivate it and continue it, so that his glory will be planted in the earth, so that he's present, he's evident, he's plainly seen, he's plainly deciphered by that one that didn't know him, that didn't even realize that there was a God. So I hope it made sense, folks. That's all I got. I'll talk to you. Peace.